Hello, everybody. As you know, I'm going through 15 most important topics uh, that you should be studying for DevOps SRE interviews. I got them by taking about 30 or 40 job descriptions from LinkedIn and did a keyword search, keyword statistics, and then saw which ones came up the most. And this list is based on that. Now, the top ones are more important. They came out more frequently, and the bottoms were not as important because they came out not so frequently. But if you're going to study for an interview, you should go from the top to the bottom and focusing more on the top and not so much at the list topics at the bottom. So today's topic is number 2 in the list, CI/CD pipelines. Why is CI/CD so important for DevOps? Because that's what we do. If you think about the development teams, they're most proficient at making codes, and we help them go live. That's what our role is. And to do that, one of the key main thing that a DevOps and SRE person does is to provide a pipeline so that when the developer is done doing their code, they don't have to think about how to go live. They push the code and we take over, and our pipelines take the code and make it go live because they're not pro at figuring those things out. We are. So the question today is, what are some of the key components of a CI/CD pipeline, and how would you set up a secure and efficient pipeline for a cloud environment? That's a lot of mouthful. That's a lot of things to think about. But really, what the interviewer is asking really is, hey, tell me what things you were considering in your head if you're going to build a pipeline for a developer's code, right? That's what really this question is all about. He or she is looking for signs that you've already done this, you know what it takes to get one done successfully, and if we have experience with it, you would know the key components of that. Now, this question is a little hard to answer because you have to remember so many things. So in the answer section, though, you don't have to know everything. Nobody can remember everything in an interview setting when there's 5 or 6 things to talk about, right? So it's okay to forget 1 or 2 things. That's okay. Before I get to the answer, I just want to remind you that Floyd Spencer is my career coach. He's giving away 1 hour free session to anybody who wants it. You can sign up in the website here, floydspencer.com. And again, I'm not affiliated financially with him, so I get nothing just because somebody signs up. It's just he's been so good for my career. I want people to know that he exists. Okay, so now, how do we set up a pipeline? First of all, we have to have source control. Means the code has to live someplace where it's version controlled, meaning it could be GitLab, it could be GitHub, whatever tool that is, right? Generally, these days, GitHub seems to be very popular. Most popular, GitLab is probably the second one. But anyway, once you have a version control code base, you then have to figure out how to do your CI, your build automation. How do you build artifacts, right? Artifacts from that code. And for that, you need a tool like Jenkins or CircleCI or AWS CodeBuild. And I'm sure there's this thing called Google CloudBuild or something like that. Anyway, the whole idea is you take the code and build artifacts from that code automatically through your pipeline. Once you have built that, you need testing, because without testing, you cannot go live, right? Otherwise, you're taking a chance. So some automated testing has to happen. That's a given. Now, the next thing to think about is, now that you've tested and tests have passed automatically in your pipeline, your next step is to deploy the artifacts to production, maybe a new container version, new virtual machines, new whatever it is, right, in production. And those things are typically done through CodeDeploy or GitLab CI/CD or GitHub Actions or Terraform and things of that nature. So you have to know that what the pipeline actually does. Put the code in a branch, commit, push, build artifacts, test, and deploy to production. Now, all of that should come under the umbrella of monitoring. Means you can't make your pipeline better if you're not monitoring how many times they're succeeding and failing, why are they failing, the logs that go with it, so on and so forth. So you have some monitoring, logging and monitoring available for your own pipeline, so you know over time what things are failing and how you can fix it so that they don't fail anymore, or at least not as much. I hope you found this useful, and I will see you in the next one.